I'm Amy Finley, and this is Across the Fence. If you've spent the last week helping a family member pack and get ready to head back to college, I did. We hope our first story today brings you comfort and satisfies some curiosity. Here's the hook. What if you had to pack not only for a child, but a horse too? For UVM students stabling their horses at the Paul Miller Research Farm on Spear Street, this is a real concern. Last year, Keith Silva met up with a student, Huey, and his horse, Tino, to find out how you bring a horse to college. Here's Keith.
Move-in day at UVM is a chaotic mix of anxious arrivals, nervous parents, and those orange carts required to get everything where it's supposed to be. From mini fridges to mirrors, students bring what they need to get them through the semester. When Huey Hooper came to UVM, so did Tino. That's Tino on the left.
He's super sweet. He loves people. He's my Swedish warm-blood horse.
Sending a horse to college isn't much different than sending a child.
I brought a lot of his stuff up with me when I drove up, and then he came up with someone else, a professional shipper, and so they brought him straight here, and I unpacked all of his stuff like I unpacked all the stuff for the dorm.
Hooper and Tino came to Vermont from Nebraska.
It is really nice to have him here because it was kind of like something away from home that came with me.
The Ellen A. Hardacre Equine Center, commonly called the UVM Horse Barn, is located at the UVM farm on Spear Street.
Now, before you ask, think about your walk rhythm so you have a nice, relaxed walk.
Chrissy Rohan teaches equine management classes and oversees the barn.
Jump, it's just kind of like over instead of like...
We have 22 stalls in the barn, and 12 of the stalls are designated for student-owned horses. They make up what's called the Horse Barn Co-op. Students can apply to bring their horse with them to school. They pay a reduced board to keep their horses in the barn.
According to Rohan, boarding a horse in Vermont can range from $800 to $1,000 per month. Because the UVM Horse Barn runs as a co-op, students pay $400 a month and agree to take care of their horse and the other horses boarding here too.
We all help out for all the chores and everything, so twice a week I'm here as well to bring all the horses in and feed them at night and all of that stuff. It was my first time kind of being responsible for a lot of other horses, but I've really enjoyed it.
Be it a dorm or a barn, college is a home away from home. For students like Hooper, the horse barn is a place to relax, be yourself, and ride.
Yeah, it's for sure a big stress reliever. I know that he's always going to be kind of a constant, and he's always going to be there for me even when some classes are stressful. And I've met a lot of good people through the co-op barn too, so it's been nice to have that group of friends as well.
I think it's a nice break for everybody to leave campus and come down here. And it's a really nice community with all the different students that come in, so they're not just the students that own their horses, but students that are participating in classes and helping take care of the other horses. So a nice way to just hang out with other people that have the same passion.
It's kind of been something I've been around my whole life, and I don't know, I just always kind of I've always thought about bringing him to college wherever I went, so it was just kind of something that I've always wanted to do and ended up happening.
To borrow from an old cowboy saying, there's no better place to cure a homesick heart than on the back of a horse. In Burlington, I'm Keith Silva with Across the Fence.
Thanks, Keith, Huey, and of course, Tino. From finding a place for your horse on campus, we turn to finding the right place in your landscape to plant a tree. I'm a garden rookie with big dreams, so I ventured out to the Branch Out Burlington Tree Farm for a hands-on lesson with our very own garden guru, Julie Parker-Dickerson. So grab a shovel and let's dig in.
Amy, thanks for joining me at Branch Out Burlington.
I am so excited to be here, Julie.
Well, it's fall.
Yep.
and we are going to plant a tree because fall's a great time to do that.
Okay, why is fall like why? Why fall?
Well, the trees are going to be a little less stressed.
Super. Okay.
So it's not going to be looking for as much water. It's
Okay.
not going to be putting as much energy into the leaves. Well, you know, leaves change color,
Okay,
right?
all
So
right.
the energy is going to be coming out of those leaves
Okay.
and going into the root system.
Okay. All right.
So today we're going to plant the tree of life, the oak tree.
Oh, beautiful. I love that.
So I'm excited to do this because it really supports over 400 different kinds of species.
Okay. And this
So
is our oak tree right here.
This is our oak tree. So I love this because there's just so many
Beautiful.
leaves, so healthy, and we're going to be planting bare root today.
Okay. And so that bare root, that's why I'm seeing like all of this. This is the bare root.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. So it's not going to be a pot-bound tree that we're planting right now.
Okay.
So these roots are really spread out. Now we don't want them exposed to light and air for too long. We don't
Okay.
want the roots to dry out.
Okay, so we want to get it in
So
the
we
hole.
want to get it in the
So we
hole.
already dug the hole a little bit. Does it need to go any
Yes.
deeper? Is our hole up pretty good?
Well, let's check.
Okay.
Let's see. So we want to make sure that we're not planting the tree too deep.
Okay.
So what we're looking for is to plant it just to the top here. Now we do have
Okay.
to bury the roots.
Okay.
A lot of Vermont has heavy clay soil.
Uh-huh.
So it's important to do a little amending.
Okay.
So, and we're also planting in the shade. So just to make sure you know,
Okay.
we don't want to stress this tree out.
Okay, so what do we have for amendments? Is that what
Yes,
this is?
yes. So we've got some compost here.
All right.
So let's put a little compost in first.
Okay,
But we
what's
don't
a-
want to
what's a
dump the whole
little?
thing. Give a couple handfuls.
Couple handfuls, okay.
But then we also want to give it the soil that's surrounding it too,
Okay.
because we don't want to make a pot for this plant.
Okay.
So let's put in some of this soil here
Okay.
too.
And so the compost is going to help what? It's going to create air pockets in the soil. It's going to help keep things loose.
the compost is, it's going to do a couple things. So it's going to provide some nutrients that the tree is going to need. Remember,
Okay.
it's a baby.
Okay.
And so it's going to need some nutrients to grow successfully. Let's add a little more compost here
Okay.
too.
A little more compost.
And we want to make sure that the soil is tucked in around the roots.
Okay.
So I tend to, just make sure that all the roots are buried here. And I'm checking again.
Okay.
I don't want to bury the tree too deep.
Okay. So we're not burying the tree too deep. So
That's
I'm kind of like
correct.
looking, making certain that it is got. Okay. So when
Yeah.
when you're able to let go of it like that, and it stands up on its own, that tells us we've created a sturdy enough foundation for the tree.
It's doing pretty well.
Okay.
We're still going to add some more soil, but if you do find that your tree's bending or moving, you want to make sure you have a stake.
Okay.
So stakes are going to be really important to making sure that your tree is upright.
Okay.
But right now our tree's doing great, and it's pretty small. So let's get some more of that soil on top.
Okay.
All
And
right.
do we want it to be even all the way around?
Yeah. Let's make sure that it's all set all the way around. We can even add a little more compost here too.
I gotta say, I have never planted a tree before. In California, this is not something that we would have done a lot of. I'm more familiar with planting succulents or agave. So this is a real treat for me and an important education because I am getting ready to work on my yard and I have trees in my future.
That's great. And of course, right plant, right place.
Right
So
plant,
this
right
is going
place.
to be an oak tree that's going to get incredibly large.
Okay.
Perhaps long after we're gone, Amy.
Right? Tree of life, you said so.
We
Okay.
plant a tree for the next generation,
Yep.
especially one that at this size.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got a really good start on here. What I like to do is add a little bit of water,
Okay.
and then we're gonna mulch it, and we're gonna add a little more water.
Okay.
So right now we've got a nice start here. So let's just tip this over, add a little bit of water. I sometimes like to water around a little bit too because we want to make sure it's getting to the roots that are sort of spreading out here.
Okay.
We do it slowly, right, to make sure that we're not adding too much all at the same time. I'm so glad we're planting a Vermont tree together. That's
I am
great.
too. This is fascinating.
So let's grab
Okay.
that mulch now.
All right, mulch.
So that's gonna
What is this made out of? Like what's in this?
it's all different kinds of trees here.
Okay.
So we're using a pretty simple mulch here.
Okay, so I'm following your lead.
Nothing colored, nothing dyed.
Right. All right. So nothing that has like chemicals or anything that we wouldn't want to introduce into the soil.
Yeah, we want to avoid those
Okay,
things.
so keep it natural.
We can even dump this mulch and sort of spread it out. What
Okay.
we don't want is we don't want a volcano.
We don't want to. All right. Okay.
So we want to make sure that the mulch is serving the purpose of really blocking the weeds and keeping in the moisture.
Let's see. Get around
Yeah,
this.
you can get it all the way around.
There's
Let's
cricket.
get- I love that. It's always great to see life coming to your tree as you're planting it. Okay, so now we've locked in some moisture underneath. We've got the mulch spread out pretty nicely. The tree's standing straight. So let's give it a little more water here.
Okay.
Okay. And we want to make sure that it's a baby, right? We want to make sure that it's watered. So if the weather, for some reason, if it gets really dry, you want to check on your tree.
I love how you're always reminding us that this is a living creature. By thinking of it as a baby, that does. It like tunes me into thinking about how I'm going to care and nurture this plant.
Yeah. So
not just sticking it in the ground and then walking away and being like, I guess I'll come and check on you in like 6 months and see how it's going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, Vermont has so many trees. We've got, we have like 4.5 million acres of trees here.
Oh, that's incredible.
78% of our state has tree cover.
We have so much oxygen. It's amazing.
But we have to keep it up.
Yep.
We have to work towards this. So
Right.
if everybody goes out and plants a tree, we've got trees for the next generation too.
Absolutely. Okay, so we did a pretty good job.
I think so, Amy.
Nice.
Can I give you a dirty
Woo.
high five here?
High
Yeah.
five. My thanks to Julie for helping me learn something new. We want to remind you, if you miss us at noon, you can tune in any time of the day or night by visiting our YouTube channel. It's easy to find. Search Across the Fence on YouTube or go to the address on the screen. Thank you, Vermont, for joining us, and thanks to the team that makes our program possible. I'm Amy Finley. This is Across the Fence. Come back and let's learn and explore again tomorrow.